By the time he was 8 years old, he had lost 5 siblings. At 9, he was left for dead, only to awaken from a coma paralyzed. But he recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of body and mind. Bradley Quick is here to share with you his path from Skid Row junkie to successful talk show host, author, mentor, and motivational speaker. If you're looking for a better tomorrow, if you want a positive evolution, or if you're in need of a quick fix, you're in the right place. Now kick back and get ready for the top experts in the field of body, mind, and soul. Here on the Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quick Fix here on Cool Change Radio, your home for positive answers and the place for you to find that life and health solution you've been looking for. We're right here right now to inform you to the latest life enhancement techniques in many different areas, including health, fitness, nutrition, psychology, finance, weight loss, and a whole variety of other wonderful and life-empowering topics. Today's show is brought to you by the Cool Change Foundation. If you're fond of our show, if we brought you some breakthrough solutions, or you just want to help us stay on the air, please donate today. Come on, think about it. Make life better for you, we make life better for the kids. We make life better for the kids, we make life better for the family. Everybody wins. It's a win-win deal. You can no donation's ever too small. You can donate right now at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. And remember, it's time for a cool change with the Cool Change Foundation. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Bradley Quick. I'm here as always to discuss solutions with you. I'm here to talk about having a better life experience and becoming the best you that you can be. Our guest today is Craig Quick. You heard that right. Quick is his last name, too. He's my cousin. He's also a successful international media manager and CEO, and he's here discussing the Baha'i Faith. Hey, Craig, you ready for a great show?
I'm so ready.
You sit tight. We'll be right with you, okay? That's great. Listen, thank you all for joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, BradleyQuick.com, and on Facebook.com. As you know, you can catch all our live and recorded video shows and interviews on those sites and many other websites. And as always, you can listen to our archived audio interviews, hundreds of them, your favorite topics, favorite experts, and favorite personalities at BradleyQuick.com. Now, if you're not hanging out on CoolChangeRadio.com, BradleyQuick.com is definitely the place to be. Later, our buddy Mr. Paul Medrano, former Mr. Universe, will be here with us talking about fitness and healthy living in our Getting Fit with Mr. Universe segment. It's all going to happen shortly, so stay put. And make a note, if you'd like to chime in with a question for my guest today or just send me a question, anything you want to do, go to Cool Change Radio on Yahoo Instant Messenger. Yahoo Instant Messenger, Cool Change Radio, add us and send us your question. That way it'll just pop up right on the screen. We don't need to dig for it. All right, founded more than a century and a half ago, the Baha'i Faith has spread around the globe. Members of the Baha'i Faith live in more than 100,000 localities and come from nearly every nation, ethnic group, culture, profession, and social and economic background. Joining us now on the Quick Fix here on the Cool Change Radio and TV Network is successful international media manager himself and Baha'i faithful Craig Quick. Craig, welcome to the show.
Thank you, cuz.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Thank you again.
It's your birthday today.
And to all the Baha'is out there, Happy New Year's. This is our New Year's Day.
Really? Well, how did they decide that?
Well, the Baha'i calendar starts with the first day of spring, which is a good logical place to start.
That's today.
It's where the year starts. So that's the way the calendar runs.
I was assuming maybe it was 1888, was it, when this faith was
started?
founded?
1844.
1844. I had my wrong numbers.
You just doubled them, that's all.
That's right. 1844. So tell me, how did it come about?
Well, it came about because during that period across the world, there was a widespread messianic expectation. You'll find if you trace many Christian religions, many religions around the world, that there was a fever sweeping the world because all of the world's great religions expect some kind of Messiah. And according to the dates and the way the clergymen figured those dates out, about that time was the time it was supposed to happen. During that period, there was great expectation, a lot of people searching, and one man arose and said, I'm the one all the religions are talking about, and here's your new message: unify, get together, love each other. There's one God.
Who was this, and where did he come from?
Well, it came from what's now called Iran. At that time, it was called Persia. And in fulfillment of a prophecy in the Bible, it says Christ would return from the east, which was Iran.
What's his name? Nostradamus said the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and east in the Bible usually meant Persia. So that's where he came from. And he was a prince of the noble house. And when he began to proclaim this message, he was imprisoned and tortured and sent on a series of what's the word I'm looking for? Banishments. First to Iraq, and then to Turkey, and then finally to what is now Israel. At that time, it was Palestine. It belonged to the Turkish Empire, and that great prison that you see outside of Haifa is where they put religious prisoners, expecting they would die. So they sent the founder of the Baha'i Faith, Baha'u'llah, to that prison.
Is that his name, Baha'u'llah?
Baha'u'llah, which means the glory of God or light of God.
Go ahead.
So they sent him there to die, but of course he did not, and that the faith began. It's a faith about unity. It's saying that instead of looking at ourselves as children of different religions, we're in fact children of one God who's educated all of us through a series of religions, just like we learned mathematics through a series of teachers, starting out with 2 and 2 is 4 and working our way up to long division, and then pretty soon we're doing geometry, and then we're doing calculus, algebra, calculus. I never made it to calculus.
No, I never did either. Didn't
but
hang
anyway,
out that long in those.
But it's all one subject, and it comes through a series of teachers, and so we look at religion as one single phenomenon that God the Father educates all of his children, and that includes the Buddhists and the Hindus and the Christians and the Jews and the Zoroastrians.
And this gentleman didn't claim to be the answer. His claim was that everybody has a message. My message is unification.
That's right. He said that each of the messengers of God, which I've just named, their faiths, emphasizes one thing. In addition to dealing with all the basic spiritual truths, which we all know, they emphasize something that's needed at that time. Moses wandering in the desert with tribes, no jails, no civilization, everybody dependent upon everybody else. It's the law that's important. During Christ's time, already the city-state was there, the Roman city-state was there, and there was prisons and there was order. So he talked not about law and order, he talked about love and forgiveness, things possible in that increasingly civilized world. Buddha talks about detachment and so forth. All of them emphasize something that's especially needed at that age. But they're all teaching the same message, and they all come from the same source.
So this gentleman didn't say that I'm it, I'm your Messiah, you must listen to me and follow my doctrine. What he said is, listen, they've all got a good message. Let's come together here. Let's share some peace and love and forgiveness.
Close, but not exactly.
Okay, well, that's why you're the expert.
That's why I'm here. I thought it was just to visit my cousin, but anyway, it's very nice to see you. I've been in China for about 10, 15 years, so it's good for me, everybody out there, for me to see my cousin.
Thank you very much, and it's a blessing. We have good times and nothing but laughs up to this point.
That's right. We've had a few laughs, but anyway, I wanted to say that all of these religions expect a Messiah. You can see what a mass confusion it would be if we had 8 different Messiahs showing up. What a mess! We'd be doing the same thing we're now doing. He's saying that I am that Messiah promised to the Buddhists, to the Christians, to the Muslims, to the Jews, and my religion will last about 1,000 years, and then another Messiah will come. So this is called progressive revelation, and it just rests on a simple fact we all know, which is everybody learns only according to their capacity. The teacher in kindergarten knows a lot more than saying 2 apples and 2 apples is 4 apples.
Right.
But the teacher can't teach in accordance with her knowledge. She has to teach in accordance with the student's capacity. So humanity is like a child growing up. And as our capacity evolves, each successive messenger gives us more and more and always promises another one and says, at the end of time, my religion's going to fall apart and I'll return, or someone will return and renew it, and it'll continue. So we believe that event has happened, that we've come from family to tribe to city, state to nation. And in this society, this age, we're going to create a unified planet. Ultimately, we'll have unified planetary systems. The direction of God is set.
Is that healthy for all of humanity, or does that leave the chance for huge control to come into the factor?
No. Actually, it's the control we face now is awesome, and that control is there because we've got 170 nations all armed to the teeth trying to destroy each other. And so we spend a great deal of our resources on defending ourselves against each other, and things which could go into education and into all those things which benefit civilized humanity are put on hold because we haven't figured out a way how to live with one another. The Baha'i Faith is about unity, not uniformity, not everybody being the same,
right?
But unity and diversity, welcoming the differences between us.
Unity and diversity. Now, you said something interesting that there are many messiahs, and the one right now is Jesus.
No, the one right now is Baha'u'llah.
Oh, yeah, Baha'u'llah. But my point is that he has what, 1,000 years? He says, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then there'll be another one.
Right. And I think the yogis say that every 300,000 years there's a new messiah, and this one right now is Jesus Christ. And then, but he wasn't the first, nor will he be the last.
Well, every one of these messengers have said this. I don't know if people know this, but it's very interesting. You know, we're raised, most of us, I was raised in a Christian tradition, and I was taught that I had the right way and everybody else was marginal.
Right.
And what a way to start off in life. But if you see what Buddha says, he says, I'm not the first Buddha to appear, nor will I be the last. In due time, another Buddha will appear. And while my disciples number in the hundreds, his will number in the thousands. Krishna said, from age to age, whenever righteousness declines, I reappear to teach this same faith, divine in its origin, divine in its outcome. Christ said, don't ask of me, there's another one coming after me. Right? And Muslims who believe, by the way, in Christ, most people don't know that Muslims believe in Jesus, also has a promised Qa'im who will come and usher in a new age.
Okay, let's talk about ushering in a new age when we come back. So that music's going to start, and it's kind of want to talk to you while the music's playing.
I love music.
I love it. Stay put, everybody. We got a habit you want to change. How would you do things differently to better your life experience, huh? We just might have some insight for you. I'm here with Craig Quick, my cousin, a successful international media manager and CEO. We're discussing the Baha'i Faith. Baha'is believe that the crucial need facing humanity is to find a unifying vision of the nature and purpose of life and the future of society. This is the Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, broadcasting live from Freddie Siegel Studios. We'll be right back.
Today, experience The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on CoolChangeRadio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to BradleyQuick.com. That's BradleyQuick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at BradleyQuick.com.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
Have you been to years of counseling and therapy only to realize that you're pretty much the same? If you're tired of reliving old patterns and convincing yourself that you're changing each time when you're really not, I've got someone that can definitely help. Meet my buddy Dr. Kevin Fleming of Gray Matters International. He's got some innovative coaching solutions just for you. He's a former neuropsychologist turned life coach for the purpose of helping you better your life through science and personal coaching. It's always better to have a coach. Just ask your favorite star athlete or executive. They'll tell you getting coached will take you to the next level and beyond. Dr. Kevin Fleming today. Call him at 877-606-6161. That's 877-606-6161 for a free consultation. He's on the phone for you at 877-606-6161 for your free consultation. My buddy Dr. Kevin Fleming. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to The Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio. Your home for self-improvement and a place for positive change. I'm Bradley Quick. We're right here right now to help you gain the upper hand in becoming all that you want to be. This segment is brought to you by GapZip.com. They say, how do you think? They ask me, how do you think is what they want to know. They say, how you think is more important than what you think. It's one of the chief reasons why many of you get stuck when you try to take the next step in your career and personal relationships. I'm going to be joined by the two dynamic guys who formed GapZip.com, who actually teach people how to think. One was a monk for 35 years, and the other one of the world-famous strategic thinkers and innovators. So tune in on March 28th to learn a new way to think. And until then, hang out at GapZip.com. That's GapZip.com. All right, for those just joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, Facebook.com, and BradleyQuick.com, welcome. You can listen to this show again to hundreds of hours of other self-discovery content anytime you want by simply going to www.bradleyquick.com. There you can also sign up for our weekly radio show email reminder, where once a week you receive the most recent interviews in the comfort of your own home or office. You can listen at your convenience to make sure not to miss your favorite authors, experts, or personalities. You can also podcast any of our shows or just listen to us anytime from anywhere at www.bradleyquick.com. All right. Our guest today is Craig Quick. Yes, my cousin, the same last name, funny enough. My cousin, successful international media manager and CEO. We're discussing the Baha'i Faith. The Baha'i Faith believes that throughout history, God has revealed himself to humanity through a series of divine messengers whose teachings guide and educate us and provide the basics for the advancement of human society. These messengers have included Abraham, Krishna, Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad. Their religions come from the same source and are, in essence, successive chapters to one religion from God. Craig, welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. I wanted to talk about, because we'll never be able to cover this subject in an hour, and just give people a couple of references. One is they can just get on and Google Baha'i.org.
BAHAI.org.
Yeah, BAHA''I.org, or Baha'i in the name of their city, and they'll get a local reference where they could attend classes and find out more about it. There's no ministers or priests in the Baha'i Faith, and you can't give any money to it unless you're a full-fledged member and doing it on your own. So no one will ever try to get your money or try and it's also forbidden to proselytize people and try and force them. So you'll find it very interesting. They have discussions, they have prayer sessions, they have devotionals, they have lots of things you might be interested in for yourself or your children.
And so that they go to BAHAI.org or Baha'i, their city.
In their city.
Then .org.
Like Baha'i Fullerton or Baha'i North Hollywood or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And they'll get a local contact number.
That's one. How does it survive if if there's no dues or fees? What's up with that?
No, there's the people who are members of the Baha'i Faith can give and do give to the fund, but we don't solicit it from anybody who's not a member. So you never see anybody passing a cup. And even inside the faith, it's never done publicly. It's done individually between yourself and the treasurer of the local assembly, which is an elected body. So there being no priest and clergy is kind of a sign of the advancement of mankind. We needed priests and clergymen before.
Right. So, but there's a hierarchy of some type of to create the...
There's a hierarchy of democratically elected institutions. Local assemblies, like there's a local assembly of North Hollywood. National Assembly, there's a National Assembly of the United States of America, and the International House of Justice, which sits in Haifa, Israel.
But those are they're not there for dictatorship years, right?
No.
They all serve their term and it's on again, right?
That's right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I know the only other institution I know like that is the 12 Steps.
Right.
There's no dues or fees. There's no presidents or vice presidents. Everybody serves their term and moves on.
Right.
And there's no bosses, and they're the biggest organization in the world with no bosses.
Well, anyway, I wanted to say, refer them to Baha'i.org, and also say I've been reading your book, and since we've missed each other for about 20, 30 years. It's kind of nice to catch up, and you've had a hell of an exciting life. And I also wanted to talk about, since you talked about the meaning and purpose of existence, if you don't mind, I'd like to share with you what the Baha'is say about that.
That's what we're here for.
Okay. I want you to go in your mind back to the time when you were a fetus in the womb. That's impossible to do, but you can use your imagination. I know you can.
Well, yeah.
And you're inside the womb of your mother, and things are happening. And from this linkage of one cell that creates one cell, it begins to divide, and pretty soon it's dividing at the rate of millions per hour, and until it gets to billions. And all this time it's creating things that you don't think you're going to need. If you're in the womb, you certainly don't need legs. It seems like there's no place to go. You don't need eyes. There's nothing to see. There's not much to hear, so ears are kind of superfluous. And what do you need your hands for? There's nothing to work with. But lo and behold, you're pushed out of that world and you come into this world, and then you see immediately the purpose of all that activity. You see what your eyes, the value of your eyes, the value of your ears, the value of the sense of touch, all those marvelous things that are created for you physically. All of the messengers of God are telling us we're in a second womb. In fact, in Christianity, it's very pronounced, right? You have to be born again.
Uh-huh.
And this doesn't mean you go back in your mother's womb. It means you're born from the physical to the spiritual. So now we're in a spiritual womb, and we have as much work to do spiritually as we did in the physical womb doing physical work. We have to create our spiritual eyes and our spiritual ears and our spiritual hands, and those are qualities and attributes like love and compassion and kindness and understanding and charity and generosity and truthfulness and honor. All these values that are at the root of every religion is what we're supposed to be doing every day. So you wake up in the morning, Baha'i doesn't have to say, what am I going to do today? What am I doing here? He knows we know what we're doing here. We're trying to become more loving, to become more knowing, to become kinder, to become more generous, more understanding. That puts a tremendous sail to your ship. You know where you're going.
Right.
We're all going to leave this world just like we left the womb.
Right.
But some of us are going to be better equipped in the next world than others. We'll all continue to progress. Heaven and hell are states of consciousness, not physical places, and we'll all continue to progress. But in this place, we have a very special advantage. We can progress by ourselves, by our own choice. We have choice in this world because of the ego, right? We have generosity and we have selfishness. We have love and we have hate. We have honor and we have dishonor. We have truthfulness and we have lying. So we have this world of polarities which our ego provides for us so that we can grow of our own volition. When we leave this world, we get rid of that ego.
Right.
And we progress there through the love of God.
Right. Nothing there but love.
Nothing there but love and light.
Right.
And but here we get to work on it ourselves, which is kind of fun.
Well, that's the whole challenge. In the human race, I often refer to the human race as the biggest, dumbest organism there is, because we have the ability to self-will, we have the ability to choose, and that is our challenge as a species.
And our gift.
And our gift, but is to uncover, discover, and discard what we think we know, so we can open ourselves up to what can be, humility and being humble, and be touched by the sunlight of the Spirit.
I think you're giving me a Baha'i fireside.
I love it. What's a Baha'i fireside?
Yeah, that's in the early days, there were 20,000 of the early believers gave their lives to the persecution of the mullahs and the religious fanatics in Iran, and so it was hard to teach, and so they would meet outside and light a little fire out in the country someplace and talk about the Baha'i Faith. So ever since then, they've used that word, firesides, for informal discussions. People can go there. They don't have to give any donation. There's no rituals, no rites. They just go down, sit down, and somebody will talk for about 15 minutes to give them an overview. Then they can ask questions, and no questions are considered bad. Everything's open. I
want you to know that we're breaking tradition here. There's two things I don't talk about on the radio. Those are politics and religion. And I just thought it was so great because we're relatives.
That's right. I get a buy from the rules, right?
And we needed something to talk about.
But you do talk about religion. No, the real meaning of religion is two words: legio, which means to tie together, like your ligament does.
Right.
And means again. So it means tie together, people together again. And much of what you're talking about in your book and in your show is about that. It's spirituality.
Right.
So we're not talking about churchianity here. Nobody wants to talk about that.
We're not here to pound and dictate. Right. I don't want to get into what Romney said against Obama.
Exactly.
I don't care.
That's right.
And it's not important. And a lot of shows try to get their traction through current media, updated stories, what's going on right now in the news.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that. There's so much more important stuff.
Thank goodness.
And including this religion that not only a small fraction of the population is familiar with, and it's time that we bring this out because there's no persecution of others that have gone before this or others those that are going to come after.
Right. It's marvelous to think that, imagine that you're a father and you've got 5 or 6 children.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that you would say, okay, I'm going to take this child and send him to the best and most truthful teacher in the world. The second child, I'm not going to do that for that one. I'm going to send him to a brand X,
Right,
and this third one, I'm going to send him to a liar and a false teacher. somehow we've been told that that's what God did. He sent us to the right teacher, and all the other people kind of got the brand X.
Right.
No one can think about God in that manner.
Right.
His love and his generosity pervade every living thing,
Right.
and we're all there under
Well,
that
it's like
grace.
it's like the when the Aztecs came to see when the Spanish came to see the Aztecs, the Inquisition happened. They said, "Who is your God?" They said, "Well, everything is our God. The butterfly, the air." They said, "You can't do that. Either believe in our God or it's done." And that was just so sad. Just so sad.
Very
so
sad.
corrupt.
There's been a lot of really terrible things done in the name of God.
Yeah, there
That's
sure
for sure.
has. We're going to talk more about this when we come back, because that funny music's going to start again.
Oh, I love it.
I love it too. All right, everybody, this segment has been brought to you by the guys at GapZip.com. They say thoughts are things. Thoughts lead to action, which lead to results. So if you're sick and tired of your results, take a look at your thinking. They'll be here March 28th. They consult with celebrities and dynamic leaders all over the world. GapZip.com. Hear them right here on Cool Change Radio March 28th. As we said, this is Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place to reshape your vision of what's possible. I'm Bradley Quick, and hey, we'll be right back.
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com. You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
I'm Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More. 7 times more Americans have hepatitis C than AIDS. I'm one of them. If you're one of the millions of Americans with hepatitis C and your doctors are treating you with interferon, then you're clearly aware of how your life has been turned horribly upside down. Backed by huge pharmaceutical monies, the medical community swears there's only one dangerous, disabling way to battle this silent killer. It's not true. There are alternatives, and they work. Triumph Over Hepatitis C is a book written by best-selling author Lloyd Wright, who fully recovered from this frightening disease. Lloyd is helping others to take charge of their lives and fight for their body's freedom from this crippling illness. His program is working for me. Call the people at Hepatitis C Free now at 866-HEP-C-FREE. That's 866-HEP-C-FREE. Don't become another medical statistic. Find out the truth about hepatitis C and get your life back.
Get your copy of Triumph Over Hepatitis C at Barnes & Noble and at hepatitiscfree.com. Call 866-HEP-C-FREE.
All right, welcome back. And listen to Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place to find your passion and purpose. I'm Bradley Quick. We're right here right now to provide you with alternative solutions to the issues in your life. Hey, man, I'm going to be down in Teotihuacan, Mexico at the home of the Toltec Pyramid, staying with my buddy Lee McCormick at his place called the Dreaming House. I'll be down there in June. They go down there 4 or 5 times a year and explore the portals of your existence. And you get to go to the other dimensions of life. It's incredible. It changed my life. I visited Teotihuacan, Mexico, going through the portals of my existence and studying Toltec wisdom. Check them out at www.spiritrecovery.com. That's spiritrecovery.com. Click on the Journeys link. They just got back from Peru, Machu Picchu. We're going to be out broadcasting live from their event called Soul Care in Joshua Tree National Forest here in Southern California. And you can go and experience those journeys and many other journeys with them. Join me down in the pyramids in June or any other time. They go down there, as I said, 3, 4, 5 times a year. www.spiritrecovery.com. That's spiritrecovery.com. Click on the Journeys link. Oh, and mention the show. They'll give you a discount, I'm sure. 20%, 100%. Go free. Here we go. As a successful media manager and CEO, he has an extensive experience in Asia, including 19 years in Hong Kong and Taiwan. He has particular strengths in multinational startups and turnarounds, multicultural team building, and consulting. Joining us once again is Craig Quick, my cousin, successful international media manager and CEO, discussing the Baha'i Faith. Welcome back, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, we've been talking about the spiritual oneness of mankind, but I wanted to give some of the principles, some of the social teachings of Baha'u'llah that are designed for mankind in this age.
Oh, please do.
The first is a recognition of the oneness of God. That's very important.
Recognition of the oneness of God.
Right. Doesn't matter whether we say Allah or God or Yahweh or these are just terms. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, they're describing the same reality. It's just one sun in the sky.
One day of the week, right.
So that the second one is the recognition of the oneness of religion, that all these religions, far from being something we should fight over, should be causes of great joy and mutual education. Third, the oneness of mankind. We're one species. We're all Homo sapiens. You can go anywhere in this world, marry and have lovely children. So those are the first three principles. The next one is the harmony of science and religion. It's very important that we throw away what is superstition in religion and what is miscalculation in science, because both are important. Science can teach us how to split the atom, but religion tells us whether we should use that to evaporate each other's cities or perhaps use it for something more peaceful and constructive. So Science gives us tools. Religion tells us what we should do with those tools. The equality of men and women, and that's coming about. When Baha'u'llah spoke these words, that was, a long time before women got the vote in the U.S., but you can see the direction of history is for the equality of men and women and the equality of humanity, that all these various minorities around the world are gaining the recognition that they're part of the human family and therefore not to be discriminated against. We need a universal language. Looks like it's going to be English. One language everybody learns in addition to their mother tongue, so they have the great variety of their own culture, but also can talk to anybody in the world. That's extremely important. If you have ever been in a foreign culture, and you hear everybody talking, and they're laughing, and pretty soon you say, are they laughing at me? Or
what's going on here? What's going on? Self-obsession sets in.
That's right. So we need that. We need a universal currency so that money speculators can't change the value of your Social Security. And that's what's going on now. People with tons of money speculating currencies and people's life savings change in value. That's not right. We need to have one currency. It looks like, again, it could be the dollar. That's the one that's on the way right now. And barring some huge change in the Earth's surface, it looks like it's going to be English and it looks like it's going to be the dollar. But there will be a way that we can traffic universally. We're living on one very small planet where all of us are intertwined. And just like the cells of the body, when one of us hurts, we all hurt.
How long is this evolution going to take place? Going to take place?
To reach the oneness of humanity?
Yes.
I'd say it's going to take another 100 years at least. It starts with consciousness, and that's already happening. And the web has been a huge thing in that. Right now, you can talk to anybody in the world you want to.
What is Baha'is' take on 2012, December 21st?
We think that when all the prophecies in the Old Testament, New Testament, the Gospels of Buddha and the Zendavesta and all the other books, when they talk about the change, the end of the world, they're talking about not the end of the physical planet, they're talking about the end of an age.
Right.
And an age is ending. It's the age where we kill each other over these imaginary lines we draw on the earth, or the imaginary divisions in our churches, or the imaginary differences in our skin color. We're killing. That age is coming to an end. And a new age is being born where the earth is one country, mankind its citizens. And we recognize that and cherish all of us. So it doesn't mean that the physical planet's going to be destroyed. It means that the age based upon racism, nationalism, and communism is coming to an end. And a new age is going to be born in which all men and women have an opportunity to achieve their full potential.
You've spent, 40 years in radio?
Yeah, at least that.
At least 40, 50 years in radio?
Shh, quiet.
Yeah, you went from Hawaii.
This TV, I might get a girlfriend.
You went from Hawaii to the Orient, right?
I went from Hawaii to Taiwan, and then from Taiwan to Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong to Beijing, where I've been living the last 8 years. And
Okay, but in Hong Kong, you had 3 radio stations of your own, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You've done a lot, is the point I'm making. Where did Baha'i creep up on you at? How did you get
Well,
involved?
it was
in it?
1963, and my good friend, I was in the Army, stationed at Schofield Barracks, and my good friend was a guy who had been within a week of ordination as a Catholic priest, had too many questions, he was unhappy with the answers, so he dropped out and got immediately drafted. And he was the only other guy in the unit that read, so we'd wind up reading a lot together and talking, and I was pretty much an atheist, and he was a theist, but he was a sincere searcher.
Right.
We all talk about search, but few people actually do it. But he had this book of all the religions in the world about this thick, like a dictionary. And he was going through that book one at a time, looking to see if he could find something he believed. And apparently he ran into the Baha'i Faith, and he was very attracted, but he was suspicious about his attraction. So he said, Craig, would you come with me down there, and you can ask some of your questions, and we'll see if we can disprove that. So that's how I ran into it. I went down there thinking I was a smart ass. And I wasn't. What happened to your mic there?
Then what grabbed you? What grabbed you? Come on. I look at all
The
kinds
oneness,
of religions.
the tremendous logic of it, the tremendous love that pervades the Baha'i Faith. The Baha'i Faith is about unity, and if you ever go to any Baha'i community here in California, you're going to see every kind of person you ever saw in your life living together in perfect harmony. And that is a powerful attraction when you're living in a world where so many people are killing each other over these differences, to find a community that celebrates these differences. So, and the harmony of science and religion, that got me right away, because I had found a lot of superstition in churches. You know, there's a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the Bible or the other holy books. It's just stuff that man has added on to religion, and that stuff turned me off. My best friend when I was a buddy, when I was a young man, was a Catholic, and he went to my church, which will be unmentioned. And so I asked my teacher, my Sunday school teacher, what was going to happen to John, and she said he was going to hell. This was back in the 50s. People were a little more fundamental, and he asked his priest what was going to happen to me, and he got the same answer. So we both decided not to go to church. Instead, we went to the drugstore and drank sodas, because that message made no sense. And there's a lot of things like that which are man-made accretions on the words of His Holiness Christ or on the words of Muhammad, which just distort the message and make people hate each other. Finding something that was free of that and that was logical and made sense to the mind as well as to the heart was a great gift for me.
That's great, and that happened in '63.
1963.
Wow! And so, when did? How big was the Baha'i Faith at that time?
Well, it was a lot smaller than it is now. Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, lists it as the fastest growing religion in the world, and it's in about more than 200 countries, and it's in something like translated into something like 500 different languages and dialects.
Wow!
So it's growing very rapidly, but its numbers are small compared to the established old religions.
Sure.
But its growth rate is very, very much
the
faster.
religions that are going to send us all to hell. Those religions, right?
Yeah, well, there's nothing to. I don't want to. You know, in the Baha'i Faith, we praise all the messengers of God and all the co-religionists, because that's the only way we can get on with what we're supposed to do, which is to love one another and help one another.
Exactly.
Just like this show attempts to help people, that's really what we're here for. There's no gift we can give to God. What are you going to give God? A quarter? No, but if you give something to me and I give something to you, or as the Bible says, as you have done it to the least of us, you've done it to me. So we praise God by helping each other. That's the only thing we can give to God, is our service to one another.
Now, I understand that you're of service in many ways to the organization, and you speak for them in various situations.
No, there's no priest, but I do have gatherings in my home, like many Baha'is do, and where people are free to find out and explore this faith. Oh, one principle I forgot. Oh, thank you for asking this, Brad. The first principle really is the independent investigation of truth.
How many principles are there?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Some say 10, some say 12. But anyway, the key is the independent investigation. We don't have anybody who is is an expert. The expert is the literature. It's the first time the founder of a world religion.
Do me a favor. Mr. Universe is going to come in here in just a second. He's a pretty big guy. I want you to help me roll him out here so you can have his segment, okay?
Okay.
All right, fair enough. So you stick around here for the fourth segment. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Okay, hang in there because that music's going to start right now.
And this is the end of the show.
Not for you. You're going to stay through the fourth segment. Stay put, everybody. You're in the right place. Cool Change Radio would like to welcome all our new talk show hosts. We've got several of them coming up. Stay in touch with Cool Change Radio and find out who they are. We're coming right back with more of my cousin Craig Quick talking about the Baha'i Faith and all the interesting aspects of it and why it's for you, just like it's for everybody else. All right, this is the Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio. My name is Bradley Quick. We'll be right back. Get quality goods for less from Bag City, serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Up to 70% below retail on everything. Coin purses, wallets, organizers, purses, briefcases, backpacks, travel and garment bags, and ladies' and men's leather jackets. All discounted, all up to 70% below retail. Bag City, the best for less? Bag City serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Contact Bag City at 818-990-1795. That's Bag City, quality goods for less money. Bag City, where 15% of all sales go to local charities. You can't beat that. You help local charities while getting quality goods at up to 70% below retail. Contact Bag City now at 818-990-1795. Contact Bag City today and get quality goods for less money. That's 818-990-1795. Shop Bag City to save. Shop Bag City for charity. Bag City, 818-990-1795.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
Today, experience The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on CoolChangeRadio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to BradleyQuick.com. That's BradleyQuick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at BradleyQuick.com.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you all for joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, Facebook.com, and BradleyQuick.com. As you know, you catch our live and video recorded shows on CoolChangeRadio.com and over 700 hours of my best audio interviews, your favorite topics and personalities at BradleyQuick.com. This is Cool Change Radio. We're broadcasting live from Freddie Siegel Studios. We're your home for self-improvement and a place for positive life enhancement. I want you to know being supported by large part by one of my favorite charities, the Cool Change Foundation. The foundation was created to help families and all the children in those families. They do that by providing positive transformational life enhancement methods and techniques to those children's caretakers, usually moms and dads, so they may overcome negative habits and become better role models and providers for the kids. As a direct result, the children's home and family life becomes more nurturing and loving. It always does. You can help the Cool Change Foundation help the mom, dads, and kids in your community, and you can do that right now. Simply send your donation of love and support directly to the foundation at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Once there, simply click on the Support Us link at the top of the page. You'll be helping us help the kids. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Click on the Support Us link. Every penny counts. No donation's too small, and the children need your help. From all of us here at Cool Change Radio, we thank you for your support. All right, joining us once again, my cousin Craig Quick, successful international media manager and CEO, discussing the Baha'i Faith. Bud, welcome back.
Well, thank you very much, Brad. I wanted to say that the authority in the Baha'i teachings are the writings. So there being no clergy, priests, mullahs, or anything like that, you have to get in touch with the writings, but it's a great gift because it's the first time we have the writings of the founder of one of these great world religions.
You mean the authentic writings?
The writings of their own hands.
Yeah, not ones that have been
not things that people remembered and wrote later.
Right.
So it's the first time, and it allows you to come in direct access with what, with whom we think is a messenger from God, with a message for humanity about the oneness of the planet. So you can get that, by the way, and a lot more information by looking at Baha'i.org, BAHA''I.org.
What I got was just BAHAI.org, no
apostrophe. Either will work.
Baha'i.org,
Yeah.
Baha'i, www.baha'i.org, or they can put Baha'i their city,
Yes.
then .org, right?
No, just Baha'i their city, and it'll come up.
Really?
With a contact number. And I forgot where I was, but I'm having a good time.
Writings.
Yeah, I was talking about writings. You can get access to those writings. You can get access to the Baha'i community, and you can find out what's going on if you're interested in that.
Now we were talking about principles. You were talking about
I was talking about principles, right. And I was talking about the independent investigation of truth and the creation of a universal currency, and a universal weights and measures. I'm an astronomy freak and an astrophysic freak, so I keep up to date with what's going on with the exploration of space. And I think some of you will remember, if you have a like interest, that they sent a satellite to Mars that we all waited for years till it got there, and it malfunctioned. And the reason it malfunctioned is because some of the scientists were using the British system, which is the world system, really, which is now, the kilos instead of pounds. And
right.
And some American scientists were using the inches, and that's what screwed up that satellite. So that's just a simple example of what's going on worldwide. We need to have ways we can understand each other better. And so when we talk weights and measures, we have a universal weights and measures. I'll be the last guy to give up my pounds and ounces and miles and gallons. But it's happening, I can tell you, because I've lived outside of the United States for a long time, and all the rest of the world is on that system. So we're the last holdout, but eventually we'll get it.
So we're going to swap. Okay, you speak our language. We'll use your weights and measures.
That's right. That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one. And also let you know that these gatherings that you go to are always totally free of coercion of any kind, of embarrassment of any kind, of fun seeking. The Baha'i gatherings, and there's lots of them. There's devotionals, there's study classes, there's firesides, which you know about already because we've talked about it on this show. But there's lots of different portals to investigate this, none of which have any obligation or any sense that you just entered the embrace of an octopus or a tar baby. It's not that way. It's a lot of fun. So I invite you to find out what it is that makes me so excited and so happy.
What's on next on the agenda for my cousin Craig Byron Quick?
Well, I've written a screenplay, and I'm here. I've got some funding from China, and now I'm trying to tie that up with some funding from Hollywood and put together a movie. I've been in television and radio my whole life, but I got kind of been there, done that, got bored with that. I'm pretty old, so I've been through everything.
About 53 or 54?
That's my IQ. Anyway, but you can. I decided, well, I'll change, and it was time for a cool change. So I decided I wanted to write a movie because an idea had been percolating in my mind for 15 years about a good movie, and I think I've written one, God willing.
Right. Well, God's willing. The question is, are you?
I'm always there.
That's good, because it's all about effort, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all about putting forth the effort, suiting up, showing up, putting one foot in front of the other, do the job that's put in front of us to the best of our ability, and stay out of the results.
And always remember the key of Christ's message was love one another. That's the real solution. And there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful knowledge in these more than 100 volumes Baha'u'llah wrote.
He wrote 100 volumes?
Yeah, more than 100 volumes. As a prisoner, most of the time as a prisoner.
Wow.
So he was and they're full of information that is just spectacular about the nature of meaning and purpose of existence, about prayer. If you're a Christian, you know the beauty of the Lord's Prayer. We only have really one prayer from Christ. Although he prayed all the time, they only remembered and wrote down some hundreds of years later, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, the Lord's Prayer. Well, imagine if you had, instead of having one prayer of Christ, you had 1,000 of his prayers. Wouldn't that make you happy? Well, that's what we have in this age. So you can pick those prayers up and read them in all sorts of guidance. And interesting things about the nature of the world and the destiny of man. It's going to be toward larger unities. We started out, family, then tribe and clans, and then city, state, and nation. Now we're going to establish a planetary unity. Pretty soon we'll be doing interplanetary unity. And the messenger who comes to give us that is going to have the same problem. He's going to say, well, listen, you and these guys from Planet X are really related. And the tolerant among us, we're going to say, well, okay, but he can't marry my daughter. We're going to have the same kind of prejudice.
Isn't it true, though, that our bodies are composed of the same thing as the furthest star the eye can see is composed of?
Well, that's true. And the whole human body is a marvelous thing.
And they cannot duplicate it.
It's, you look at the body, what happens if the body is really an instruction manual for humanity? What happens if you cut the left hand? The right hand doesn't say, well, that's the left hand, the hell with it. The whole body mobilizes itself to heal that part of the body. And the humanity is one organism as well. So we need to look at, when we see other people hurting, we need to feel that and recognize that part of us is hurting and we're part of that body that is ill. Well, there's lots of hurts going on in the world, but most of us are more concerned with our own lives and making money and doing whatever we're doing, and we're thinking very little about the welfare of the species. But we need to think that way.
That's true. You really got to give compassion and understanding and service and
support, and encouragement. Right. What a precious quality that is.
Rather than cutting people down, you got to pick people up.
That's right. Encouragement is such a beautiful virtue. Do we teach our children that virtue? Listen, Johnny, I want you to learn about encouragement, how important it is for you to encourage your friends and encourage your teacher and encourage the people you work with. And when you find out, as the Hindus say, what you put out is going to come back.
Right.
And your life is going to be a lot happier, and you're going to make other people happy. And is there any destiny better than that? Making your fellow human beings smile and laugh and feel happy.
You made me so very happy.
We both better stick to our day jobs.
Oh, come on. We can't do some karaoke here. This is the perfect karaoke situation right here.
Actually, for those of you in the audience who don't know Brad is always singing. All the time. And he's got talent. He's got two talents besides those that you see on his show, and if you've read his book, and if you haven't, you should read it. One is he can start a song, a pop song, to fit any situation you're in. So you can come in and say something, and he'll have a lyric from a pop song
for everything,
that fits that. And the other is he's a great rhymer. So if I start changing the lyrics to have a little fun with him, to tease him about something, he can come right along and rhyme the whole thing.
Teasing me about something. You certainly did that today, didn't you? All right, we got about a minute left, 40 seconds left. Tell us something good.
Well, I want to tell you what a wonderful thing it is to think about this. The earth is one country. We're all its citizens. Let's behave that way.
Right. It's true.
And I'll give you one sample of Baha'u'llah's writings from a book that is the essence of all the previous spiritual teachings.
Don't pull on that.
And it starts out, and it says, this is God addressing man. He says, my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly, and radiant heart, that thine may be a sovereignty ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. So I'll leave you with those words of Baha'u'llah.
That's cool. Listen, Craig, quick, you got to promise me one thing.
Yes.
You won't wait 50 years till you come here again, huh?
God, I hope not. They'll deliver me in a box.
And thanks for being here. Do come back here real soon, all right?
And it was an honor to be on your show, Brad, and I'm impressed with your journey.
Thanks much. Stay with the music's going to start again. The show's over. We'll see you later, bud.
再见.
So long. Hey, again, I'd like to give a great big thanks to Fred Siegel and our friends from around the globe for supporting our charity, the Cool Change Foundation. You too can help the foundation help the mom, dads, and kids in your community, and you can do that right now. Simply send your donation of love and support and a little bit of money, too, directly to the foundation at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Send it now. We need it. I'd like to give great big thanks to our guest, the fabulous Craig Quick, my cousin, successful international media manager and CEO, and we're discussing the Baha'i Faith. You go to www.baha'i.org and check them out. I also like to give great big thanks to the people that make this show happen. Our fantastic engineers, Rob Gainey, author of Rockin' Your Stage Sound, available in bookstores now. Go get the book. You can sound as good as we do. And our fitness expert, Paul McDonald, will be back with us again tomorrow. The show is produced by Bradley Quick Productions. Has been made possible by Fred Siegel, YouTube, Google, Buzzbros, the Salvation Army, Universal Studios, Tim Allen, Milestones Ranch Mountain, Marilyn Toth, Carrie White, and many others, including the Cool Change Foundation. Remember, it's time for a cool change with the Cool Change Foundation. Now go encourage somebody, be of service, get out of your stuff and into their stuff. You might even want to pay them for the privilege. It's such a relief. We'll see you tomorrow.